Mainit na balita.
I just would like to know the real definition of fake news.
Mr. Chairman, Congressman Abante, fake news can either be misinformation or disinformation. And there's such a thing as in propaganda, there is good propaganda and there is manipulative. So ang fake news ho para sa akin ay alam mo yung katotohanan, factual, pero iniiba mo yung istorya to suit your end. So that is to me fake news.
Miss Malu, would you please...
Sir, yung sinabi ni Attorney Ricky, I would classify it as a value judgment. Sa kanya yun ang value set niya na nag-conclude siya na nanlilin lang. Pero uttered to a politician, nag-iiba yung kulay kasi pag sinabi mong ikaw ay nanlilin lang, it goes to trust.
Naalala ko lang po ang sinabi ni dating Prime Minister ng UK, Winston Churchill, na ang sabi niya, some people's idea of free speech is that they are free to say what they like. But if anyone says anything back, that is an outrage. Totoo po yun sa nangyayari sa atin ngayon, no? Gusto ko lang pong tanungin ang ating mga inimbitahan ng mga vlogger dito at media practitioner, ano? Siguro ang unang pwedeng sumagot nito ay si Miss Malu. I just would like to know the real definition of fake news. Sa inyo, ano po? At ito ba ay buong Pilipinas na ba to? O dito lang sa Metro Manila? Please.
Mr. Chairman, Congressman Abante, fake news can either be misinformation or disinformation. Misinformation is walang malicious intent. Nagkamali, for example, ang birthday ni Jose Rizal ay February. That's misinformation. Pero yung disinformation, pag sinabi mo na ang birthday ni Jose Rizal ay nung November 30, meron ka ng malis doon kasi alam mo birthday yun ni Andres Bonifacio. Malinformation on the other hand is manipulative propaganda. And there's such a thing as in propaganda, there is good propaganda and there is manipulative. You want to achieve an end goal which the facts do not bear you out. So ang fake news ho para sa akin ay alam mo yung katotohanan, factual, pero iniiba mo yung istorya. Iniiba mo yung, there's such a thing, sir, nasa messaging sa communication frame, iniiba mo yung impormasyon to suit your end. So that is to me fake news. Kung sinabi ko, sir, na si Congressman Abante ay taga Manila, that's fact. Pero pag sinabi kong si Congressman Abante ay taga Manila pero tumitira sa Quezon City, the facts do not bear you out. So that can be seen as manipulative if I say, hindi actually botante yan That is fake news. But it started with facts. Nakatira si Congressman Abante sa Manila. Tapos ang sumunod, hindi naman sa Quezon City yan nakatira. So, hindi botante. Ergo, hindi kandidato.
Do you call that misinformation or disinformation?
Sir, that is already disinformation as far as I'm concerned. The misinformation is, hindi naman dyan sa Quezon City. Wala kang facts. Diba? So, how do you rebut that? by showing that you are a resident of Manila. Marami kasi sir nangyayari dahil dyan sa fake news, yung reputational sa online, lahat siguro ng mga politiko na aapektuhan yan. Kasi meron kayong reputation that to a certain degree is ito yung ginagamit mo for re-election. So pag nasira ka online, which means reputational, napakahirap bumangon. So, pag sunod-sunod yung sinasabi, it forms a certain conclusion in the mind of the receiver of the information. Hence, I would say, si Congressman Abante, talagang ang gulo niyan, hindi mo maintindihan kung saan. That is a conclusion arising from fake news.
Is this now true all over the country or only in Metro Manila, for
Sir,
example?
media centers.
Mr.
I would
Chair?
say in media centers because like in Manila, Cebu, Davao, at pwede ho ninyo sir na i-geofence ang location kung saan pumutok yung balitang yon, and you can see the relationship of the role of media centers, the high density of users, and the connectivity in the place.
How does that affect, for example, a politician na tinitira sa face ng fake news?
Sir, alam nyo, pag tinira kayo, ang kailangan authentic ang inyong reply. Ang problema ho sa ibang politiko, it takes time for them to react, and by that time, it becomes now the truth. Kunyari, may lumabas na issue ngayon, some politicians would say, I do not want to react kasi pag nag-react ako, lalo kong pinahahaba, pinalalaki yung fake news. Pero kung hindi ho kayo magre-react, that in itself becomes now the narrative, the controlling narrative, which is very, very hard to respond to, especially going into campaign.
So, even if it's fake news, the politician must react.
Yes, sir. As far as I'm concerned, kasi you would want to write what is being said about you online. If you don't, it becomes a crisis for you. It becomes a reputational issue. And that is your currency when you run for public office. Sa political consulting ko, ang tawag doon, that's your brand. So if your brand is destroyed, it's going to be very, very hard for you to increase your trust. Natatandaan po ninyo ito, sir, may awareness, may tiwala. Awareness, pwede kayong universal. Ang tiwala, napakahirap i-earn. Ngayon, pag nakikita, ginawa yung issue sa inyo, sa distrito nyo, uuga ho yung tiwala. At alam naman po ninyo, ang tiwala in a 45-day campaign period, mahirap pong ma-rebuild. It will take time for that
Pero
tiwala.
ang paniwala ng iba, Ms. Malu, when you react, you become defensive. Kanina, nabanggit mo na you have to be offensive on this, di ba?
Sir, kasi sa akin, the best defense is offense. And when you just say, when you be your authentic self, you're opening yourself, ito ako hindi totoo yan. So kung hindi nyo sasabihin hindi totoo yan, ang mga constituents nyo will always say, oh, tinan mo, nagnakaw yan. Oh, tinan mo, yumaman yan. Very hard to control. Especially during a very heated 45-day campaign period. Wala na ho kayong chance to clear that out. So bago pa mag 45-day campaign period, sinagot nyo na. And then you can reshare that. Then you can, push it and make it viral.
So, Mr. Chair, kailangan sa online din, kailangan gumamit.
Yes, sir.
Kailangan gumamit ka din ng vlogger.
Yes, sir. Hindi, sir. Pwedeng
Hindi.
ikaw na sa sarili mong page.
Ganon.
Oo, kasi yun yung authentic self mo Kung pag ginamit mo sa mainstream media, it becomes fodder for news. Lalaki yung issue. 'Di ba? Pero kung sa page mo lang sinagot mo yan, hindi totoo yan.
Oo.
Ito ang aking pag-aari, ito ang aking paniniwala.
So it is not enough, for example, like sa SOCMED, fake news. Hindi naman kinukuha ng mainstream media yan. So, it's not enough na hindi ito kinukuha ng mainstream media sapagkat di naman totoo yan, di ba?
Yes, sir. Kasi forever nandyan yan. May footprint nung negative reaction sa'yo. So you really have to, kung minsan nga, katulad doon nung exchanges kanina, yung pala 3 years ago pa yung video. So it remains there. And if you don't respond, then it becomes truth. Kaya nga ho, kanina ang sabi ko, in politics, there are shades of truth.
Thank you. That's quite a revelation to us.
Ang problem doon na congressman na Abante. Nakikita ko diyan kasi halimbawa lumabas yung content mo na ganun. Tapos ayun na meron naman na makita tayo ng mga bots. Reaction na. Mga reaction, heart, lahat 'yon. Kung bots nga 'yon, artificial intelligence and bots. So, yung explanation mo, mababarage na naman siya ng mga messages na biniyaran nila. Like for example, ngayon, target ka, target ako, target tayo lahat. So, babarage nila yung yung content mo Ang maganda lang pag Facebook mo, pwede mo silang i-block. But yung kapag na-share na nila yun, tapos babarage na naman nila ng bots, lahat ng messages na naman, ayun na. Yan ang problem. And that, where the CICC will come in. Di ba? Ma-dig deeper yung source. Di ba? CIC, if I may, Congressman, kasi may may konting traction doon sa sinasabi mo. Sa CICC kasi, kaya nyo yung makita yung source ng gumagawa ng mga bots. Di ba? And by doing that, that is false information and not subject to freedom of expression. Kasi nga bots So madali yung makita lang natin yung pinaka-source sino yung mga gumagawa nito.
Sir, just to qualify.
Miss Malu, would you please
Miss,
also answer that if you can?
Sir, yung sinabi ni Attorney Ricky, I would classify it as a value judgment. Pero mahirap value judgment.
Value.
Value.
Value, dahil sa kanya yun ang value set niya na nag-conclude siya na nanlilin lang. Pero, uttered to a politician, nag-iiba yung kulay kasi pag sinabi mong ikaw ay nanlilin lang, it goes to trust. Kaya,
You were saying, Ms. Malo, that we should react, Mr. Chair, no? We should react whenever there is a fake news that is blatantly being spread for us, on us, okay? Now, is that not being onion skinned?
no sir. Kasi you just want to establish the facts. There are several tools where you can check whether there is an organic push or a push against you. There are several listening tools. I don't know if the good undersecretary. There are several listening tools. One of which is Meltwater, Ubermetrics, Brand25, keywords. The system will monitor, and if it is an authentic one, you will not see all dark ones. You will see several nodes going to several outlets. But if it is being pushed, there'll be several dark nodes and everything is going back and forth. That is an operation online. And there are existing applications that any legislator can use just to see whether it is organic and whether it is authentic.
Let me go back to Ms. Maluno. Nabanggit mo kanina na may epekto, for example, sa mga tumatakbo sa eleksyon, yung fake news ng mga vloggers, especially kung hindi sinasagot. Now, I'd like to find out sa anong level, for example, like, mas may epekto ba ito sa mga senior citizen o mas may epekto ito sa mga kabataan?
Mr. Chair,
Yung ba'y pinag-aralan nyo rin?
Congressman Abante, that is known as segmentation and targeting. You segment the populations, you are able to target which among them you would want to convert. But conversion is not online. Marami pong nagsasabi, pag marami akong followers, I will win. I would like to disavow that paniniwala because followers are not voters. So you may have 500,000 followers but actually 10,000 voters. So why will you invest on something na you are not directly talking to voters? So, yun sir, tanong mo, kailangan...
So katulad din yan ng sa pag-survey yung awareness,
Yes sir,
saka yung
trust.
trust, okay?
So you segment, there is senior citizens. Senior citizens are hardcore voters. They will not change. The only one that changes are the new blood. Your 18 to 25, ang issue niyan kinabukasan. Yung 26 to 35, trabaho. Yung 36 to pataas, pabahay or health. So magkakaiba ang mga issues niyan. So pag sinegment mo yung population mo ng voters, sir, meron kang resulta ng election mo before. You segment that by barangay. You segment that by, may connectivity ba ako doon? Sino ang sasagutin ko using that data?
Okay, Miss Malu, what if, for example, ito kalaban mo to, opponent, political opponent mo yan, no? What, for example, ginamit niya yung fake news na sinabi ng vlogger, ginamit niya at yun ang sinabi niya paninira sa candidate. Is he liable also like the vlogger?
Mr. Chairman, that's why I kept saying, please respond to attacks immediately so that it does not become your narrative. Napakahirap pong habulin yaang kaguluhan sa online, lalo na eleksyon. So, ako ho, ang suggestion ko, maaga pa, kinorekt nyo na so that hindi siya ang issue sa 45-day campaign period.
Sana may comment tayo to Mr. Chair. Pero anyway, si ICC, no, I'd like to ask si ICC, for example, like, ito, yung katanong ko kay Ms. Malu kanina, na yung opponent mo sa politiko, for example, ginamit yung fake news ng vlogger laban sa'yo. Is he liable?
Sharing is not liable under the current laws that we have.
He's not liable?
Under the
Yung origin lang. For example, like, itong vlogger na ito, nagsabi ng masama sa kandidato, no? Tapos ginamit tong kalaban yung masamang yung sinabi. The same words. So yung political appointment is not liable.
basta shared content, hindi siya illegal at this point.
Sir, if I may help, sir, as a general rule, sharing is not. That's why we compared yung batas natin sa POMA law of Singapore, where sharing, kapag katinag na siya as small information or disinformation, itag na siya, hindi mo siya pwedeng i-share without the proper context. Pwede mo i-share, pero lalagay mo yung response. That's the Singapore method. Pero sa atin, sir, pag shinare, kailangan po talagang hanapin yung original poster.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Yun lang.
Okay, thank you so much, Congressman Labante. The next interpellator would be Congresswoman Jinky Luistro. You are now recognized.